South Africa, a place, land of load shedding, lotto fraud, and leaders who think foreign policy means cuddling up to every terrorist supporting regime on earth, from Hamas to Taliban. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 10 Minutes with Kuhle, the only show where we don't just throw shade. We bring a whole solar eclipse on bad governance. And today's headline, you guessed it, America has had enough. The US Congress just delivered what might be the most patriotic slap since Rocky Balboa punched Russian sanctions on our beloved political elite. Ladies and gentlemen, you notice that today's episode is going to be very long. So let's dive in. So what happened? Well, Florida Representative Greg Steube, yes, an American with more sense than our entire cabinet, just introduced a bill to Congress that would suspend direct aid to South Africa and slap targeted sanctions on our political leaders. Why, you ask? He believes the ANC has apparently mistaken South Africa for the Middle East and thinks hosting Hamas and oil deals with Iran and trading in uranium is a non-aligned diplomacy. It's not. It's called being a global embarrassment. So Steube's message is crystal clear. According to Steube, South Africa is weaponizing international institutions, abusing international law, and causing up to terrorists. And honestly, he's right. We accuse Israel of genocide at the ICJ while giving Hamas a 5-star, a gold star treatment in Johannesburg. We're building Iranian oil refineries while Eskom can't even keep the lights on. And the worst part, our government acts like this is principled leadership. No, fam. This is ideological clownery in a 3-ring circus of corruption, communism, and chaos. Let's talk about the bill. The Addressing Hostile and Anti-Semitic Conduct by South Africa Act of 2025. Phew! Even the name of the bill sounds like a verdict. Here's what it entails. No more direct US aid until SA stops, number 1, supporting legal attacks against Israel, collaborating with Iran and its proxies, using taxpayers-funded institutions for political cosplay, and, being corrupt, obvious things. It slaps sanctions on officials who promote anti-Semitic views, misused international courts, i.e. Naledi Pandor, for personal politics, misuse foreign aid, i.e. Aaron Musoledi. Shout out to cater deployment and Cuban doctors who don't even speak English. Pathetic. So basically, if you're wearing an ANC lanyard and think the Soviet Union was misunderstood, you're on the naughty list for Santa's Christmas special, including Julius Malema. The ANC's reaction, deafening silence. As usual, DIRCO says they're monitoring the situation. That's government speak for we're panicking but pretending we're not. And presidential spokesperson Vincent Magwenya, very arrogant guy, says this is all about sovereignty and non-alignment. non-aligned. You know, my guy, you signed oil deals with Iran, took selfies with Hamas and Al-Qaeda. That's not non-alignment. That's pick me. Politics for rogue states. South Africa. Let's translate what this means for South Africa. If this bill passes, no US aid unless we behave like grown-ups. After all, it's the grown-ups that sit at the table. SA officials could face visa bans and asset freezes. Can't wait. The ANC won't be able to shop in New York or send their kids to Harvard while crying, down with the West. About time. So, Lutuli House is on fire. Honestly, it's the discipline we never knew we needed. Thank you, Uncle Sam. The Hypocrisy Olympics, South Africa for you. Let's break down. South Africa says it's standing for international justice by taking Israel to court. Meanwhile, we host Hamas while calling ourselves peace builders. Nice names. We ignore Iran's human rights abusers while inviting their oil ministers for brunch. We support the Taliban that is against women. We scream human rights while looting COVID funds and burning trains. It's giving woke hypocrisy, but make it foreign policy. But wait, it gets better. According to analyst Ramaphosa, this isn't just about diplomacy. It's about cash. From 2012 to 2021, the US invested $6 billion US dollars as they funneled millions through development programs, the usual stuff, PEPFAR and all. So now America is basically saying, we're done funding your socialist soap opera. It's honestly fair. If I give my cousin 200 Rand to buy bread, and he comes back with a Cuban cigar and an invite to an Iranian summit, I'm cutting him off too. Let's talk free markets for a second. Here's the deal. If SA had a strong economy, solid governance, and open markets, we wouldn't need American aid or anyone's aid. But the ANC hates markets, fears the private sector, and thinks entrepreneur is just being a capitalist insult. Instead of building trade ties with growth-focused democracies, they flirt with failing theocracies instead of empowering local businesses. They regulate them to death and blame apartheid for everything. Red tape, red tape, red tape. Including on potholes and PRASA. So, my final thoughts to the ANC and its diplomatic, as I'd say cluster, but rather disaster crew. If you want respect from the West, stop playing Soviet Union dress-up. Stop with the Pantomin towns. Stop treating Israel like your emotional punching bag. Stop acting like Iran is your spiritual guru. And for the love of all things, free market, stop turning SA into a Cold War Iran. And to America, thank you. We've been stuck with corrupt leadership for too long. If sanctions are what it takes to get some accountability, then by all means, let it rain like a Trump campaign. So, ladies and gentlemen, in summary, Trump is coming hard for the comrades. He is not going to take it easy. And it's about time that someone actually calls out these swindling thieves. It's about time. From the racist Julius Malema to the clueless and spineless Ramaphosa to Floyd Shivambu wanting to start a coup. Just gets crazy. It really, really just gets very crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, now that's it for today's episode of 10 Minutes with Kuhle. I hope the Congress does vote for this bill. Can't wait for some punishment on these commies. As well as, don't forget to sign up for membership. It's as cheap as 20 Rand. It really helps in making these videos. As you can tell, my days have been getting very busy with meetings after meetings. So it really does help in making the videos. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And remember, this is the only platform with the truth, facts, and the stats. From trade deficits with China, Russia, Iran, who are supposedly our best friend, to trade surpluses with America, who's supposedly our enemy. You can't make this stuff up. Perhaps I'm the delusional one. Till next time.